Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, January 5th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's about to open in about 6 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a couple of things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, let's go here. A few more things. It's good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. So real quick. It's posted up there. What's this? All right. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here on our liquidity chart. So we got one right there, one right there, one right there. I'm just going to keep it close. There's no need to mark up every level for today. I don't think price is going to push out that far. One right there, going down to the 2 hour. There, there, there. Going down to the 1 hour. Going down to the 30-minute. Color that red. Going down to the 10-minute. Color that red. All right, looks like we are good to go. So guys, it is NFP today. So on open, you obviously want to wait for market to kind of stabilize a little bit and identify the direction of price because some crazy movement that happened right here on open. Other than that, we have liquidity sitting up above over here at, let's see, can't really see it. It's at 37,713. So that's going to be the first level of liquidity above. And then down below, we have liquidity at 37,504. So we got two levels of liquidity right here. That upper level looks like it might get hit pre-market, but we'll see what happens. Other than that, going over to our clean chart, I'll mark up 6:30, mark up 8 o'clock. Take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Zoom in a little bit. We have a 4-hour resistance up here, and we got a 4-hour support down here where price is currently at. All right, so price pretty much bounced directly off the 4-hour support, as you guys can see here. And it's pushing to the upside. All right, so other than that, we had news over here at 5:30, news at 2:30, 5:30, and 6. Then we have news at 7, and that's about it. 2:30, 5:30, 6. 2:30. There. 5:30. Right there, 6 o'clock. Right there. Again, 2:30, which was there, 5:30, There, obviously that's NFP, and 6 o'clock. They're all bunched up in one area, so it's not like it's going to be hard to identify. But all right, guys, market is going to open up in about a few seconds here, 10 seconds. And we'll see where this ends up going. We have more news at 7 o'clock, and that's pretty much it. News at 7 o'clock. So just be careful on open, guys. Just another reminder, it is NFP, so we did get that crazy push right there on open. 7 o'clock, and market is now open. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark up opening price right here. First. There, and on our clean chart. So a couple things could happen here. Price may get manipulated down, as you guys can see, might come back down to support, bounce off it, come back up. A lot of things could happen here. But yeah, here's our clean chart. As you guys can see, price is pretty much just ranging between the 4-hour support level and opening price. Let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 80% short. This indicates that 80% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy. Looking over here at the fundamentals, fundamentals are currently up 4 points. So it's pretty much straight neutral right now. Looking over at the NFP news from this morning, NFP was positive, very positive actually. So price will probably come down a little bit and then correct back up. So just look for the slight drops to the downside and then correction right back up. Looking over here on the 5-minute, let's see, from London session. London session was actually bearish. So this is going to be a bit of a toss-up. I mean, we might be we'll probably be looking for trades in both directions because realistically, price was bearish before NFP happened. NFP kind of swung price up, so price can really go in either direction. It can either correct to the downside or it can continue dropping to the downside, or it's going to probably correct to the upside because realistically price was bearish. It only pushed up because of NFP, as you guys can see right here. So it is a little bit of a toss-up and it's going to be hard to really confirm whether it's going to go to the upside or the downside. I think upside long term for today, it might just go back and forth. So we might just get a bit of a range because price was bearish before NFP. So just be careful with your entries, guys. Be patient, wait for the entries to actually come to you, and don't force anything. Right here, we had the breakout entry. So this would be the original breakout, but it happened right at the session. So obviously not one that I'd recommend. I don't even recommend taking the breakout to begin with. So for those of you who want to take the breakout, it's still a strategy that hits, but it's not one that fits my trade criteria with regard to quality of a trade. So the breakout hits, it does work pretty often. The problem with the breakout is that you have to take every single entry. You can't take any partials. You just have to take every single entry. You have to eat the losses when they come and take the wins when they come as well. Because eventually it's going to be, so I've tested the breakout. You guys have seen the breakout. We've tested it long-term. It works long-term, but you have to take every single trade. So you can't let your trade psychology kind of mess with you and kind of scare you into not taking certain trades because it's inevitable that it's going to be profitable long-term, but you have to take every single trade. So unless you're mechanical like that, I don't really recommend the breakout because you can get lucky sometimes and you'll get unlucky sometimes, but it's a long-term type strategy where there's going to be times where you have a lot of wins and some times where you have a lot of losses. So you just got to keep that in mind, guys. So unless you're taking every single breakout, I don't necessarily recommend it. I would just hold off and take the breakout version 3 continuation. Because that's a little more, it's easier for you to kind of to identify and take when analyzing for quality. Because breakout B1, breakout B3, breakout B2, they come up every day. It's just you have to take every single entry, and I know that there's nobody here that takes every single entry. Even I don't take every single entry because it just messes with my trade psychology if it goes down a losing streak. Let's see, Nick said fundamentals are showing more favor towards the green side. Yeah, and I was thinking the same thing, Nick. You know, I personally think price is going to be bullish today. So I'm going to be looking for buys for the most part because the retail sentiment is still pretty high. The fundamentals were high. and the NFP news was also bullish. So for me personally, I think I'm going to be looking for some buys today. Right here, I'm hoping that this buy signal closes above this session so that we can look for a possible, V3 continuation, at least a little bit to the upside right here, right? So I want it to close a little bit higher. Right here, I don't want it to close too high because it's going to be too close to the next sessions. I want it to close like maybe around here. And then once it closes, possible entry. Okay, so I'm not going to take this here because this candle is touching the sessions. You guys saw what happened a couple of weeks ago. Whenever it touches sessions like that, it becomes a bit tricky. It faked out and ended up costing us a trade last week. So I'm not going to take the trade. This is a momentum scalp and a pivot scalp. However, it's touching the sessions like I mentioned here, so it becomes a bit of a tricky trade. So if this candle closes green, this is technically the breakout V3. However, it's touching the sessions, so it's not one that I would necessarily recommend taking. I don't like to take any trades that have to touch the sessions or that have already touched the sessions because it just creates an unnecessary risk in your position. Because there's just a lot of uncertainty. You guys can see a lot of manipulation happens at these lines. Purple line, a lot of manipulation right here. Price comes up to the green line, a lot of manipulation there. But again, this would be a breakout V3. If anybody's looking to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to take it myself. I just find it personally risky in my opinion. So I'm not going to take it. So no entry there. Purity said, looks like there's a high-low momentum. There's no high-low momentum right here, Purity. The buy signal here has to break and close past the pivots 1 and 2. This candle already broke and closed past it, so there's no high-low momentum scalp there. This would be a pivot scalp, and this would be a momentum scalp, but it's not a high-low momentum scalp for that specific strategy that you're looking for. So again, right here, clear example of why I skipped the trade. You guys can see how it faked out. This is why I don't take any trades that touch the sessions. So, there's a reason why I didn't take the trade here. There's a reason why I warned you guys not to take it, because this typically happens right here. Not to say that it won't push through, but, these sessions here, they're not to be messed with. Like when you see price touching the sessions or it has to get to a sessions, it's better to just wait it out and wait for the next entry. So I'm going to take this off right here. I don't want you guys to think that I'm in the position. I pretty much gave you guys a full warning that I wasn't taking it. And there's specific reasons why. And you can see again right here, if you just look closely, you guys can see where these lines are. Manipulation happens whenever price touches it. So right here, the purple line, price touched it down here. A lot of manipulation back and forth, right? Fake out to the top, fake out to the bottom, fake out to the top, fake out to the bottom, push up, right? It gets to the green level right here. Same thing. Price gets to that point, fake out to the top, fake out to the bottom, fake out to the top, fake out back bottom. So just a lot of fake outs here. It's not a good area to trade in. So whenever you guys see these horizontal lines, this is like clear red flags. If you see a purple line, green line, red line, even the blue and pink are not going to be as strong because it's opening price and news price. These will typically act as target price points. However, when price touches these sessions, you'll see a lot of manipulation here. So I don't take any trades if they're touching the sessions, or if my TP has to go and push towards the sessions. Like if my TP has to go towards the sessions and it has to touch it, I skip the trade. Because this is all, it's a lot of manipulation and trickiness right here. Let's see. So let's see, the liquidity above got hit, looks like. Yeah, so if anybody took the liquidity above, both levels right here got hit. So we marked this up pre-market. You guys saw that there. That was the upper level. This got hit at 634, went straight to TP. So if anybody took the liquidity right there, full TP on your end. Otherwise, that's about it for right now. So what I'll do right here is I'll draw these levels right here so that you guys can see. These are going to be the 1 minute levels. So if you want to look for price to come back down, this would be a level of liquidity off the 1 minute. It's green because it's not a strong level. It's not a strong and it's not a weak level. It's just a 1 minute level. So if price does come back down this area, whenever you see them bunched up like this is likely to be, a decent level of liquidity. So just keep that in mind if price does come back down to this area right here. If anybody's looking to take liquidity, this is considered the 1 minute level of liquidity. The reason why this would be okay here is because the direction for London session was bearish, right? So if price corrects back down to the London direction, then it's probably going to knock out liquidity down here and drop down further. That's only if it does. So there's two different analyses here. If you're following the London session, you're going to expect price to correct back down, right? If you're following the retail sentiment and fundamentals for today, then you're going to expect price to go up because the NFP news over here was positive, and also the fundamentals here are slightly positive, and the sentiment here is bullish, right? So there's two different opposing analyses. So whenever you analyze the market, you'll see that people have different views, right? Some people are taking sells because they're following London session. Some people are taking buys because they're following the news from today. So there's no right or wrong way to trade. It just depends on what your analysis is. And I showed you guys both analysis there. So depending if you're following the London session direction, you look for sells. If you're following the news from today, which I'm pretty sure majority of people are following, which is positive, then you're going to look for buys here. And that's kind of where we're sitting right now. The trend right now is bullish, so we're looking for buys. I'm not really going to have much of a bias today. I'm just going to follow what the trend's telling me. So if the trend's bullish, I'm going to look for buys. If the trend's bearish, I'll be looking for sells. Okay, so just keep that in mind, guys. And then also I'm going to be looking out for the sessions right here too. There's another possible entry right here for a breakout V3 continuation, but again, it's touching the sessions, so it's not really going to be a good area to be looking for trades. Again, if the trade has to touch the sessions, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm okay with news price. I'm okay with opening price for the most part. I'll still like double check it and make sure, but for the most part, when price is touching the sessions, I'm for sure not going to take any trades here. So there's technically a breakout V3 continuation that's currently running right here. I'll follow it and I'll show you guys how it plays through. The only problem again is that it's touching the session. So right here, this would be a full TP, but not one that I would take. And you guys can see right here when price touches the purple line, you guys can see how it kind of bounces off it. It's a manipulated area, just like what happened over here. So yeah, exactly. Andrew said sucks when the range is in the sessions. Yeah, I want it to push away. So if I'm looking for sells here, I'm okay with taking sells, but I need price to drop down here. When it gets down to this point, I'll take some sells. That's great. Same with the situation up here. If price finally pushes to the upside, so if price pushes up, then okay, great. I'll look for some buys up here. But at this moment, I'm just going to be waiting for something really come to us because there's no need to force any trades here. Today's NFP, it's the first trading week of the year. There's just no need to force any trades here at all whatsoever. Just got to wait and be patient. Yeah. Camel said, Sean, tell price to move away from the sessions. It's exactly what we're waiting for. Once it gets away from the sessions, I'll be looking for some entries around those areas there. If you guys want to watch for liquidity, like Nick said, yeah, price might come down, knock out liquidity right here. This is a good area because when price gets down here, it's going to be away from the sessions. So if you look over here, price drops down, that's basically where the news price is right here, right? So when price does come back down, it'll knock right through these areas and it'll probably go straight through. Otherwise, it'll probably swing right back up and go higher. But you guys can see right here, this whole area is manipulation right here, right? The red line, which is the London low, the green line, which is the New York low, and the purple line, which is the Asia low. Whenever price touches any of these lines, price just kind of bounces back and forth. So again, we just got to wait and be patient here. Yeah, I know. Andrew said all the pivots are just chilling in the sessions. Yeah, I mean, it's bullish, but it's not a smooth bullish right now. So this would be good if we get another buy signal and it breaks past the red pivots like it did over here. Because if that's the case, then we'll be able to maybe catch a trade until it pushes past to the Asia high right here. So there's still opportunity for a trade in between here. We just got to make sure prices get too far out. Otherwise, price is just going to keep hanging out down here until it finally decides to, push to the upside or push to the downside. Again, we don't really care where price is going. We're going to follow where the trend's at. ATR right now is super high. It's at 23. So we'll see if this holds. Again, like this is what I mentioned yesterday. The ATR is a double-edged sword. because we want it to be high, but we want it to be high when it's directional. Right here, it's not directional. Price pushes up, fakes out. It's not good to trade when market is ranging, but volatile, because you can get stopped out in both directions. You can take a buy and price can like fake out, stop you out that way, or you can take a sell and price can fake out and stop you that way as well. So just going to look at a couple things here. Look for the price to get out of this area. Once price gets out of this area, I'll take a look at the ATR. High ATR is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's a medium to indicate, you know, whether price will be tricky or not. Because the thing is, if you didn't have the sessions right here, so for example, if you didn't have my indicators and you take off the sessions and you take off my drawings, it'd be so easy for you to get caught in fake outs right here, right? You can take this buy entry right here, you get faked out, pulled right back in. You can take another buy entry right here, get faked out, pulled right back in. But since you guys have my drawings here, you guys can see exactly where the fake outs are happening because you know exactly where manipulation's at, right down the middle right here. So that's why it's important that you guys look at my chart or that you guys have my indicators to show you where not to trade, because these lines here pretty much saved all of us from a lot of unnecessary losses, right? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are trying to trade within this area here, but I don't know anybody that has a sessions indicator like mine, right? I created this for a specific reason. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I just created my own. And you guys can see here that it's pretty much clear where not to trade. Don't trade within this boxed area right here. So see if there's anything else here for us to look at. We got news over here. See, Johnny said news at 6:45. I don't see any news here, Johnny, at 6:45. Let me check Forex Factory. Yeah, I don't see any news here at 6:45, Johnny. You might be on a different date, maybe. I know there's news at 7, but I don't see anything here at 6:45. I might be missing it. I don't know. It might just be me. But I do see ISM. Pretty much it's inflation news. ISM services PMI right here at 7 o'clock. So your time zone might be off, or you might be on a different day, Johnny. So you might want to check that. Today's the 5th. Gotcha. Yeah, no, it's all good, Johnny. It happens. Right? It's better that you mentioned it and we double checked it than you not saying anything and then we totally miss it. So it's all good. All right, we got news over here at 7 o'clock. Price is still within the sessions right here, bouncing back and forth. See, I'll draw a new structure here. So we got structure up here. And we got structure down here. So we got the 1-minute resistance level right here. And then we also have the 1-minute support level right here. Price is pretty much just ranging back and forth between these areas. You guys can see the range is pretty clear now. Super clear. All right, so again, we're just waiting for price to get out of this range right here. It's ranging within the sessions. We need price to get out of this point. Let's see, Kenny said there needs to be a new higher high or lower low created because price is near sessions and opening high. Better yet, if a high low B2 plays through, then I'll have a lot of confidence in taking a trade in that direction. Yeah, same here, Ken. Same here. I mean, I really just want price to push out of the range, right? I think that's a key thing. And then when price does break out of the range, we'll have a new higher high here. And then same situation below. It goes exactly in line with your analysis. If price breaks below here, we'll get a new lower low. And it lines up exactly with what you said. So, yeah, I agree. Definitely agree with your analysis there. Just gotta wait for it. And I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of people. It's really just being patient and waiting for price to break out of this area, right? Because I could already tell there's certain people in the group who see these bounces bouncing back and forth between these two areas right here. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are trying to catch the bounces, right? They want to take the top and they want to take the bottom. The problem with this here is that as soon as they take the top, what happens? And I'm sure this has happened to a lot of you guys. You guys try to catch the bounces, and as soon as you take the sell right here, price fakes out and goes all the way up. And you're like, damn, I should have just waited, right? Because that happens with a lot of people. I mean, it's happened to me before too. That's why I don't like trading within the range. Trading within the ranges is super risky in my opinion, because you never know when price is going to finally break out. Price can range for a couple minutes, it can range for a couple hours, it can range for a couple of seconds. There's no telling exactly how long price is going to range for. And when you put, it's kind of like, and the problem with the range like that is that sometimes you'll get a fake out. Like you'll see something where price breaks out of the range, it stops you out, and then it comes right back down, right? I think that's the worst, because then you kind of put yourself in a situation where your probability is very, very low. Because you're already at a 50% chance when you're trading within the range. And then if there's a possible fake out, then you have another possibility of your probability dying down even more. So you probably have like a 30 to 40% chance of it actually ranging than it to break through. All right, so we have a possible pivot scalp setting up right here. If this closes, it's not touching the session. So I mean, if anybody's looking to take anything here for a pivot scalp, this could be a possible pivot scalp entry. It's not looking like it's going to close though. It can also set up for a triple confluence if price does break above as well. So there's a possible, I was going to try to get into it, but it's too late for me to get into it now. Yeah, it's way too late. I was going to try to get into it here as price pulled down a little bit. I was going to put a buy limit, but I think it's just a little too late from where it's currently at. Let's see if it pulls back down. It's too late at this point. So there might be a possible triple confluence here. This here closes green. It's kind of hard to tell if it's closing green though. All right, so there's a triple confluence right here. Let's see if I can get into it. No, I gotta wait for a little bit, bounce around. I had to close out of that one. I had a penny order from earlier. So I had my penny order from this one earlier, and then I had to close it out. So I'm gonna try to get into this here with a penny order, but it's not looking like it's gonna fill. So let me put my penny order at that point. Man, I hate calculating this. All right, I got the penny order just waiting there for price to swing back up. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna cancel it. So I was hoping that this would close like as a definite green, but it didn't close as a definite green. It kind of closed green, and then, I mean, it was like red and green because it was going back and forth. And now price is below it. So I have my buy stop just waiting for it to swing back up. So if it swings back up, try to get it over here. I was closing my other penny order from earlier. Let's see if price bounces off the sessions here and swings back up. But I have a penny buy stop just waiting right there to fill. So see if it swings back up. This right here also lined up as a triple confluence too. It broke past this lower high. So let's see. There's a lot size on this. All right, price is pushing up. Full TP right there. All right, so I got the trade there. Made a profit of 2,057. Not too bad. Not too bad. So if you guys took that with me, pretty much, I mean, it doesn't matter if you got in right away or if you got in for a discount. Yeah, so Kevin over here got in after some drawdown. He actually got in for better pricing. So if you guys waited, you could have waited. I waited as well. It doesn't matter. If you guys got in right away, it still would hit your TP. We just have to hold on to it longer. I waited for it to pull back a little bit. I put a buy stop here. It filled. went straight through. It went way past it, so you should have for sure gotten that entry there. Some people got in for a lower price right here, so it's just up to your preference. If you want to get in for a discount, you kind of got in for like way down here. For me, I already know where my entry's at, so I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to wait, or I would have just waited, and then that's pretty much where I would have, obviously taken the entry. So yeah, price pushed past right there. Looks like everyone got out. Let me take a screenshot of my profits for the day. Man, I've been in a drought, so I haven't taken any trades in like 2 days. Finally got my trade today, so I'm happy with that, especially on NFP. So again, guys, like I mentioned, the main entries that I'm looking for are going to be like the momentum pullback scalps and the breakout V3 continuations. Those are pretty much for the most part what I would have taken, or what I will be taking for the most part. There's going to be a lot of other entries that come up, but for the most part, those are the main two entries that I'll be looking to take. We'll go over that entry and analyze it again to show you guys the confluences and the reason why I decided to take that trade, because there were so many confluences there that went in our favor, right? So let's take a screenshot of my profits for the day. Being in a drought for like a couple days. I wasn't even expecting to take anything today, but I'm glad that I did. Here, let me just take a screenshot of it real quick. All right, so we got a sell signal here, which is good. This could be setting up for another entry. All right, let me just put this up real quick. Clean this up. Put this up in the group. So this here was a breakout V3 continuation. There was like a lot of entries around that area, but for the most part, it was a breakout V3 continuation. And here are my profits on that trade. So for my funded engineer, I locked in 304. My FTMO locked in 2,057. My second FTMO locked in 1,957. My funded engineer number 2 locked in 172. My personal account locked in 540. My TFF locked in 1,062, and my second TFF 1,062 as well. All wins. So those are my profits for the day. There's no other entries right here, so don't worry, you guys are not missing out on anything. We also got news coming up shortly, so we're gonna sit tight and kind of wait a little bit. But yeah, back to what I was saying over here. LT Camel said, wish I would have waited, had the worst entry, but a close TP with 5 points of profit. So could have lost, so he's happy with that. Yeah, exactly. Kevin said he actually sat on his hands when it was in the negative. Gotcha. Okay, no, that's good. Yeah, for me personally, I'd rather get in at proper entry than get in early for I mean, I'd rather get in at proper entry than get in early and then kind of get in like based off emotion, right? Because whenever you enter off, if you enter for a discount, you're usually entering off emotion. You're like, okay, price is so far down, I can get in for a discount. And then you're expecting price to push up super high. So for me, instead of getting in right away, I just waited for price to kind of pull back a little bit, set my pending order there. When price swung up right here, it filled it and went straight to my TP. Unfortunately, it looks like, yeah, Nick over here, his didn't work out. I'm not sure where your entry was, Nick. Did you enter at a market order? Because if you entered for a market order, you might have got in like right at the spike. So like price might have been, your entry probably happened like way up here. It's probably why it closed you out. I got in like exactly at entry time because I put my pending order right there. You guys will see my lot sizes are kind of weird too, because I'm using this other EA to set my risk. So I'm taking like certain like specific risk with all my trades now. I'm not just taking a flat 200. Yeah, so I mean, depending on like which broker you're trading with. I'm trading with FTMO, obviously. So I don't know, like sometimes your spread's wider. Like if you're on TFF or if you're on, I don't know, whatever broker else there is out there, TFF or any other funding company, the spread's going to be different. So there might have been more slippage on your broker. Which broker are you using, Nick? Are you using FTMO? Patricia, I'm using this thing called Tools FX. It's one that Vimal showed me. It's pretty cool because so there's this tool on I wish I could show you guys, but I can't show you guys right now, but it's cool. It looks exactly like this. So you guys can see how my TPs and stop loss is set up like this. There's like a button right here, and I'll just like set my thing like where my entry's at, and I click the button there and it puts my pending order with my TP stop loss. So it's pretty cool. It's called Tools FX, Patricia. Let me see if I can find it right here. It's kind of expensive, but I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's useful. Oh, here I got a perfect thing. So here's a picture of it. So this is how I entered my trade. See how this thing comes up right here and it says buy at this certain price point. I just clicked the button right there, and then it pretty much took the trade for me. So I didn't have to calculate my risk. I put my risk 3% or 2% or whatever it is. I put my stop loss, and then I just click buy. So I was able to put my pending order right there. And then as soon as price swung up, it went straight to my TP. Super, super easy. Yeah, it works on MC4 and MC5. This is what I use. It's like 130 bucks. It's kind of expensive, but it helped me make profit on this trade where I didn't need to risk anything, right? I was risking like 2%, so I didn't really, it was like perfect lot size. Lot size is kind of weird. It's like 190 lot size, but it was exactly at the percentage that I was looking to risk. So it helped me. Yeah, it's a one-time payment. It is a one-time payment. I think it's like 99 euros. So converted to US, it's like 130. I would have created my own tool, but it's just too much work. I'll just pay 130 bucks and I'll use whatever, you know, I'll use whatever they've made. And then they have updates on it too. So I think they've added an update where they include the ATR. I feel like I feel like people are kind of following what we're doing, because I feel like back then a lot of people weren't really using ATR, and now and then yeah, a lot of the stuff that we use, a lot of other people use as well. All right, looks like liquidity over here got hit. Yeah, all of the liquidity pretty much got hit. So if anybody was catching the liquidity to the upside, the next level of liquidity right here blasted right through. And the next liquidity up here as well. Yeah, I can't even. That's all good. Yeah, this thing's climbing super heavy. Let me check the news. I didn't even realize it was high impact news at 7 o'clock. Oh, it was. Okay, it was PMI. Oh, here's the crazy thing. The news was all negative for the most part. So that was like straight manipulation to the upside. So the high impact news right here, ISM services PMI, it was forecasted to be 52.6. It was actually 50.6. So expect maybe a correction back to the downside. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we got liquidity right there, pushed right through. Let me see what else I got over here. Oh yeah, if you have a link. Okay, so Mamal over here sent a link in the Zoom. He has a referral code right there for Tools FX. Yeah, if you guys want to use it, you guys can. And I think you'll like it, Kenny, because you can put multiple targets. So like, let me see if I can pull that up again. So for this right here, you can see targets 1 and 2. So you could just have one target like how we trade here. But if you want to have 3 targets, like a 1 to 3 or a 1 to 2 or 1 to whatever, you can put multiple targets. So like it'll split up your risk, and then you can also go for multiple target price points. So like if you're looking for like say the breakout and you want to have 3 targets, you can take the breakout right here, and then it'll have like 3 targets for you to hit. And it's going to be split up. So it's not like taking a huge lot size per target. So I think it's pretty cool. If you guys want to try it, feel free to try it out. Yeah, it says right here, win in trading without losing mind. And then I agree with that, because you don't have to worry about anything. You just take a trade and then it runs through. Unfortunately, you can't use it on your phone, Natasha. It's only on the actual MT4 app. Let's see, Nick's asking what was my entry point for the last entry. So my entry point for that last trade was 37,474.10. Or sorry, no, that was my let me see where it's at. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was 37.40, 37.47. Sorry, 1 second, I got a cough. Here, I'll just type it up in here. There, it's easier for me to type it up. Fucking hate being sick. Okay, 34,474.10. There you go. Vince is asking, can you adjust it as the trade is going on? Like, can you move stop loss up and down? Yeah, you can. So the tool this tool right here, Vince, is just to set your pending order. So when you click on this right here, it'll set a buy limit or buy stop, and then it'll have your TP stop loss on the board. So once it fills, you can just drag this, like you can move this out of the way and you'll just drag your actual order from like wherever it was at. So it's cool. It's a pretty cool tool if you want to just trail an order. Looks like liquidity got hit again. Damn, liquidity is getting wiped out today. So it looks like whoever's on the sell side is getting pretty much destroyed. I would be careful chasing these buys here, guys, because for one, price is overextended. And I think this is a big manipulated push to the upside. I think this is all manipulation because the news from today was actually negative. You can see the ISM services PMI, the high impact, it was negative. Price shouldn't have pushed up this high. But I mean, who knows? The market is so unpredictable that it doesn't have to go in the direction of news, but you should probably expect maybe a correction back to the downside slightly. The only problem here is that the retail sentiment is so high, like Kevin said, the retail sentiment is currently 82%. So you want to be really careful about, you got to be super careful about the direction of price. So there was a breakout V3 continuation right here. I wouldn't have taken it because it was based off the news. News happened right here and it just kept pushing up higher and higher. So I personally wouldn't take it because it's a huge risk to chase a big push like this. If you measure price from this lower low up to here, price is up 1,500 pips. So it has to come back down. It's way too far up. So you can see right here where price is starting to turn. It's too risky. So I wouldn't really mess with it. Let's see. Let me scroll up real quick. Yeah, so Nick said he got in at 37,477. Yeah, see, it looks like you got in like a little later. So you got in with the quick trade manager. It looks like when you got in, Nick, you probably got in as soon as it spiked up. So when price was going to the upside, you probably like as soon as you click it, price was like already up here. So you just got in for like a horrible entry point because that's kind of where we got in from. Where did I get in from? Right here, right? So I think when you got in, you probably clicked buy and then it was already like up here. So that's probably why you got caught in that. And then unfortunately, it came back slightly. And it looks like it barely tipped your stop loss, like barely. And then it swung right back up. Sucks. I mean, it happens, but it sucks. So unfortunately, it's all good, Nick. Just, roll with it. You'll bounce back from it. But I know it would bug me too if that would have happened. Because that's happened to me before. And it is super annoying. It's just your luck, right? Your luck for today. All right, guys. So there's no other entries for us here. Let me go back to the entry that we took earlier so I can just analyze it and show you guys what I saw in it. So right here earlier, we took the breakout V3 continuation. There's a couple confluences here that made me want to take this trade. So the main confluences here that I looked at was, for one, we had a V1 pattern right there, double body. And then on top of that, this buy signal right here was a triple confluence. It was also a high-low scalp. It was a pivot scalp. It was a momentum scalp. There's like a bunch of entries that lined up with it. And that was the reason why I was okay with taking this trade here. So what happened was price pulled down. I put my buy limit right here because it was a little too late. When it pushed up, it went straight to my TP. So that's the reason why I took the trade here. There was like 4 or 5 confluences. Going over to our team profits. So we've got Kenny over here with a total profit of 5,660 for the day. All wins here. Nice work, Kenny. We have Kenneth over here, total profit of 340 on his first account, 2,515 on his second account, 2,295 on his third account, and 2,270 on his fourth account. Nice work, Kenny. Kenneth. And then we have Andrew over here, total profit of 569 per account. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's about 3,500 for the day. Nice work, Andrew. We have Vince here, total profit of 715 for the day. All wins. And we have Natasha here with a total profit of 1,600 for the day. One thing that I'd probably recommend if you guys want to, this was a request that we had. If you guys, when you guys post your profits, if you guys want to share what strategy you guys put in, I think that'd be helpful for you and for other members in the group, right? So for example, over here, Andrew over here mentioned that he got into liquidity, and that's why he got these profits here. And this kind of helps people understand, like, okay, how did he profit off this trade? What strategy was he using? If you guys want to add that to your post whenever you guys post your profits, that would be helpful to you and other people. So if you ever want to go back and review, like, okay, how did I make this profit? It'll show you that, or you can put there, this is how I made that profit. So, yeah, just a little heads up there. I mean, you guys don't have to do it, but if you guys want to do it, I think it'll be beneficial for not just everybody else, but also for you. So you can see if other people took the same entry as you, and it'll just boost your confidence. Like if like 3 people took liquidity pushes and you guys all took it together, then you'll know, okay, in the future, this is probably a good strategy to apply because everybody's taking it. All right, yeah, so Natasha said she took the V3 and liquidity pushes. Nice work, Natasha. Yeah, Vince over here said that he took the triple confluence, V3 continuation, pivot scalp. He basically took that entry that we took on the live session. Nice work, Vince. Yeah, because I know for a lot of people don't like to journal, right? So if you guys don't like to journal your trades, you can just put your strategy that you took. So like whenever you look at the Discord, you can just look back to what you took. If you don't want to have to actually journal your trades individually. Martha's asking if Kenny's still taking the breakout. I believe so. Looks like it. He took the buys from today, so it looks like he did take the breakout. So Kenny's profits over here, he locked in. Well, he locked in a sell, so it looks like he took the breakout for a sell and for a buy. So nice work. All right, back to what we were looking at over here. There's not really too much here to take at the moment. I was hoping we get a sell signal here. There was a pending sell signal that came up. I was hoping we get a sell signal, price or trace down a little bit, and then push back up. Yeah, Andrew Drew said Kenny definitely mastered market open, because it kind of seems like that's all Kenny takes, right? Kenny just takes the trades on open, but he's like always hitting, like almost always. I've never seen him take any trades after open. So if you look at Kenny's profits here, it's pretty interesting. Like you can look at the timestamps from his trades. Yeah, like what Andrew said, he took his trades at 6:30, like literally on open. He took his trades at 6:30, 6:32, and 6:33. That's how you know he's taking the breakouts. So nice work, Kenny. Some more profits here from Lila. Lila locked in a total profit of 2,875 for the day. Nice work, Lila. Amazing work for the day. Yeah. Lila said, thanks, bro. Sean followed your directions. Wasn't attentive on the losses. Yikes. Yeah, definitely have a great weekend, Lila, if you're done for the day. Eunice over here said that he took this pivot scalp for 100 pips, and that's how he locked in his profits. So yeah, thanks guys for your input. We're all here to help each other out. So if you guys have any recommendations or anything that you guys need help with, just pop into the chat. I'm sure everybody here will be willing to help you because Everybody here was in the same position as you at some point. So yeah, it's helpful that we have that. Anyways, we currently have a pending sell signal right here. If the sell signal closes, we'll look for a continuation back to the upside. It's currently 714 right now. ATR is still extremely high. I think this is the highest I've seen ATR in a long time, like throughout the session, because usually it starts to die down around this time, but ATR is actually very high. It's still at 25. It's high at it's high pretty late into the session. So all right, we're still pretty bullish right now. So if you're looking for some high-low scalps, you probably want to look for some buys, obviously, because the trend here is bullish. So we got that there. Let me go and drop some more structure here. So resistance level right there. All right, so here's our clean chart. It looks like price is probably going to range within these two zones right here, at least for now. We got another pending sell signal right here. Price is coming back down to the sessions. So if price does correct back down, target price point is going to be the sessions right there. Let's see, Drew said one and done for NFP. Thanks, Sean. See you on Monday. Yeah, definitely, Drew. We'll see you back then. Yeah, if you guys are happy with your profits for the day, I would probably wrap it up. You know, it's still NFP, so just keep that in mind. We also have this manipulation right here based off the news. If you guys remember, the news from 7 o'clock was very negative, but price went up super high. So odds of it coming back down is, you know, obviously likely here. All right. Yeah, Nick said right at the sessions right here. So yeah, there's a V3 right here that is that just came up, but it's like right at the session. So I don't think it's one that I would personally want to take. It's a little too close to the sessions right there. And I don't really think I'm looking to take any sells anyways to begin with because it's so bullish right now. But if you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys right there. This is a breakout V3 continuation. I'm not going to take this trade. The reason for that is because I'm looking for buys here. My bias right now is mostly for a buy. Um, Not to say that this isn't going to play out because it probably will. The target price point is going to be the sessions. But so I don't want to scare you guys into avoiding this trade because I'm not taking it. But I just don't see it as quality because there's no confluences here for me. I don't see any V1 patterns over here. I don't see any other entries that are in confluence with this direction. So for me, I mean, I personally just don't feel like taking a sell here, and I don't think this is a good entry. If I had a V1 pattern over here, then maybe I'd be okay with taking it. But since I don't, it's just not really, you know, it just doesn't meet criteria for me here. So there's not enough confluences for me to want to take the sell here, even though it'll probably play out. It's just, it's going to be moving back and forth for a while until it reaches this point. But target price point is going to be the sessions if it does correct back down, which it's supposed to. It's supposed to, but it's not required. So, you know, if market moves how it's supposed to, it's going to probably try to retrace down to this area right here, but it doesn't, market doesn't always do what it's supposed to do. It usually does random things from time to time. I'm kind of surprised that the candles here are moving so slow because the ATR is so high. ATR is still 23, but these candles here are moving like snails, barely moving. Gian said his MC4 is freezing, so he's done for the day. Yeah, it's all good, Gian. You don't want to risk it, especially on a funded account. All right, so this thing's still going back and forth. There's not really too much going on here. You guys can see the range. This is the main range, and then this is the consolidation area right here down the middle. Just going back and forth. There's no more liquidity here. Looks like the liquidity is pretty much done with it. I'll mark up the lower level liquidities here, like the 1 minutes. We got one right here and one right here. So yeah, price does decide to come back down. There's going to be liquidity for it to hit if that becomes the case. But again, there's not too much going on here. Yeah, Camel said he wished he took that last B3 buy. I'm surprised you didn't take it, Camel. It kind of lined up with everything. Looked like one that you would have taken. Because it was like, I'm pretty sure it was away from the sessions, right? Let's see where the intro is. I can't remember where the intro was. It was right here. I guess it was kind of close to the session, so it was a little iffy, but everything lined up like these two candles right here. It's all good. It happens, oh, Camel. Sometimes you think too much about it and you miss it. And that's just part of the game, right? It's kind of like what we talked about yesterday, Camel. You have your trading plan set. You just got to, whenever you see the entry come up, you got to take it, regardless of the fact. You know, you got to take that win or take that loss, however it comes, because that's just how it plays. That's just how it goes. All right, so you guys can see over here the same entry that we marked up earlier, the breakout V3 continuation. It's still running, and it looks like it's going to finally hit TP right here. I'm not in this position. I'm just following it. I just don't feel comfortable with any sells right here. This is a crazy range. It's crazy that it's ranging so much with such a high ATR. You'd expect it to just hit right away, right? Because if the ATR is 22, then it basically says that every candle is moving at least this many pips or this many points. That's exactly how it's moving. So you'd expect it to like, okay, maybe two candles like this, right? If I duplicate this. So if you're going to get two candles in one direction, it would push at least like 400 to 500 pips. But it just hasn't done that. It's just going back and forth. So the ATR right now is still 22. This is how much each candle is moving. It's a lot. It's a big move right there. You'd expect it to maybe at least just push down a little bit to hit its TP. But again, I'm not in this position here. We're kind of just waiting for it. And this is kind of what the ATR means, guys. ATR stands for average true range. And it pretty much just indicates, you know, what's the average of like each candle at this very moment, which is around 20. Looks like there might be a breakout V3 continuation to the upside. The only problem with this here is that there's no V1 pattern, so I don't have a confluence for myself. I actually want price to come down further. I want price to come down further, establish a V1 pattern, and then come back up. And once I get that, then I'll be more comfortable taking a buy here. But at this moment, unless I get like a double or triple confluence, I'm not really looking to take anything else. There's going to be a lot of entries that are probably going to keep coming up, but I'm not going to take them unless they're quality. And in order for them to be quality for me, I have to have at least one or two confluences. One of the main confluences would be a V1 pattern, because that's going to confirm that price is going towards reversal in that direction. Yeah, Felix said that it was actually overextended, but sometimes it just keeps going. Yeah, so let me go over here and check that real quick. So the entry is right here. Yeah, it depends on like where you measured the overextension, Camo. So like, for example, here, if you measured it from this low, it was 300 pips away. If you measured it from this low, it was 600 pips away. If you measured it from this lower low, it was a bit overextended. It wasn't exactly at 1,000 pips yet, but it was at 85 points. So it was closer to almost getting overextended versus completely, right? Because the TP was like right there. It would have gotten close to the overextension point. So like right here, if it was over 100, that means it's overextended, but the entry point happened right here and it was at 85, so it was a little close. So yeah, you weren't wrong about it being overextended because it was getting close to being overextended, but it wasn't like fully there yet. All right, so back to this entry that we're not in. Just keep that in mind, guys. I'm not in this position. I just marked this up for you guys. It looks like Natasha was the only one that was in this position, but she pulled out early for a small profit. So yeah, Natasha said she got out with a small profit. She wasn't comfortable, and that was probably the best decision you made, Natasha, because you can see where price is currently at here. I'm gonna take this off because I don't want you guys to think that I'm in the position. But that was a setup for breakout V3 in that direction. We have another breakout V3 coming up right here, but again, like I mentioned, there's no confluence here of I mean, I guess if you want to look at a variation V3, it's like one of the more simpler variations. You have a low here with the red candle, it's followed by a green candle. So there's still technically a reversal pattern right here. It's just not very strong. So just keep that in mind. So again, if this comes up as a breakout V3 continuation, I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm probably going to sit out of this one right here specifically. This right here is also a high-low scalp. Right here that Kevin just mentioned. So this right here would be a high-low scalp. I personally don't like taking high-low scalps when they're at lower highs. I like them when they're at a higher high because this is a stronger structure. So yeah, but there's also no buy signal too. So you need a buy signal as well. So it's a high-low scalp pattern. It's just, but it's not an actual high-low scalp because you need a buy signal to confirm momentum. Thanks for confirming that, Eunice. It's been a while since we looked at the criteria for that specific strategy. So yeah, this is a high-low scalp pattern, but not an actual high-low scalp. Let's see. Yeah, Kevin said he just meant it as a confluence. Yeah, no, that's a confluence there. So if you want to use it as a confluence, you can use this as a confluence. Price broke structure. That could be your first confluence. And then I guess this can be your other confluence as well, right? If you want to use this as a V3 variation. So it's a bit of a weaker confluence, but it's still a confluence nonetheless. So again, right here, we currently have a buy signal. If this here closes green, this will be a breakout V3 continuation. So just keep that in mind if you guys are looking to take it there. See what I line this up. It's not looking like it's in a close green though. We have about 20 seconds left on it, so it's not looking like it. There's also a high-low scalp V2 setting up right here. Thanks, Randy, for the heads up. This is one that we tend to miss a lot. Yeah, so there's a possible high-low scalp V2 right here as well. So if you guys are looking to take that, again, I'm kind of like on the fence right now with any entries because I want to see some confluences line up. So in order for me to want to take this high-low scalp V2, I actually want price to come down a bit. I want it to come down a bit, provide like maybe a V1 pattern down here, a double body or double wick. And then if price comes up, then in that situation, yeah, I'll probably be looking to take that as an entry. But at this very moment right now, I'm just sitting behind and just waiting for something high quality to come. I haven't seen anything high quality yet. So if I do see something, I'll let you guys know, but no entry right here. So there's the buy signal. There needs to be a green candle after it. There was no green candle there, so there's no entry there for a breakout V3 continuation. The only entry that's possibly setting up here now would be a high-low scalp V2. You can see price broke and closed past this high right here. There's 1, 2, 3 candles. The third candle price broke below for the fake out, and now price is below here. So within 5 candles, a couple of things that I would look for here is I would look for a possible double body or double wick, and then look for that correction back to the upside, right? Because if you have that, then odds of price pushing back to the upside are very likely. So just keep that in mind. Again, I'm going to sit tight and just wait for this here to play through, but I'm not going to enter it right away. I mean, I don't feel like taking it right now at all. So unless I get like some nice confluence down here, I'm not going to take the entry here for a high-low scalp V2. I'll mark it up for you guys if you guys want to take it because it is an entry, but it doesn't meet my criteria for a quality entry. Like I would need more confluences for me to want to take the trade because there's a bunch of entries that come up every day. There's going to be like 10 or 20 entries that come up, but you got to nitpick which one's going to be the one that you actually want to take because that could be the difference between a winning or losing trade, right? And for me, I already have my win for the day and it's NFP, so I'm not taking any unnecessary risk. So if you guys want to take it, I've lined it up right here for you guys. This is going to be a setup for high-low scalp V2. Yeah, Kevin said a V1 off the sessions would be nice. That's exactly what I'm looking for, Kevin. I'm looking for price to kind of dig down a little bit, give me a reversal pattern, and then correction back up, right? I want to see where reversal happens somewhere down here, because that gives us a lot of room right here. Because if that happens, then you could think about the possibilities for a bunch of different entries. If you get a V1 pattern down here, price can swing back up to fill this order. And then on top of that, we could get like maybe a breakout V3 continuation. You'll have two strategies running alongside each other. And then we also have another high right here. So you have price breaking this high. That's like three confluences, right? You have a high-low scalp, you have a breakout V3 continuation, you have a high-low scalp V2 running. There's like three entries running alongside each other right there at that point. So that's a confluence that I mean, guys. Like, if you guys could find something with like multiple confluences like that, it's going to be a game changer because you're going to have so much confidence in the trade. So again, right here, I am just waiting for price to, basically swing back up. There's nothing there yet. Let's go to this high-low scalp would be. High-low scalp would be right there. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this doesn't swing back up in the next two candles, there's no more high-low scalps heading up right here. And that's fine with me. I don't mind it. If the high-low scalp here doesn't set up, and that's cool. And then we can still look for other confluences here as price continues to, swing back up. I'm pretty surprised that the ATR is super high and the market's not really moving too much. It's moving, but it's not really moving very directional. It's starting to move right here, but for the most part, it's been ranging right down here. Let me see if there's more structure here. So this is our clean chart. I'm just drawing structure here so that you guys can kind of see where price is bouncing from. Yeah, basically same situation there again. There's still no V1 patterns here at all. This is the fifth candle, I believe. So price broke past it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth candle. I don't think this is going to swing back up to this point here. So this high-low scalp V2 is probably going to be invalidated. And another setup can probably set up here. All right, looking at our team profits, we have more profits over here. We have Eunice with a total profit of 457 for the day. This is the trade that Eunice took. Nice work on that right there on the pivot scalp. We have CT here, total profit of 1,048 per account. CT here has 4 accounts, so it's a total profit of 4,000 for the day. Nice work. CT took liquidity. We have David here, total profit of 50-50 for the day. Nice work, all wins. And we have Natasha over here. She said sell trade. She took the first one was a mistake. She thought it was a high level momentum scalp, but it wasn't. And the last entry was a V3, but she got out early because she was uncomfortable. So Natasha here, total profit of 2,010 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. And the cool thing here with Natasha is that she does all of this off of her phone. So Natasha has no charts open. She just listens to our live stream. She listens to my analysis. And she just takes trades off the analysis, which is crazy. I think it's crazy, but she does very well. If you look at Natasha's profits every day, she makes at least some profit, $1,000, $2,000. And she just trades off my analysis, just listening to me speak. So nice work, Natasha. And she's like the only person I know who does that, which is crazy. I would never recommend that to anybody, but Natasha has pretty much mastered trading on her phone with no charts and just listening to me talk. So, if Natasha can do that, I think anybody, like you guys have a way bigger advantage by being able to watch my charts. So, it goes to show that if you can just listen, you can still make profit, even if you don't have the charts, even if you don't have the indicators or anything at all. It's really just following directions and listening. So nice work, Natasha, on locking in those profits there, 2,000 for the day off of, just audio. Gotcha. Yeah, Natasha said she'll sneak a peek at the charts from time to time, but she can't look at the charts and trade at the same time. Yeah, because she's on her phone, so she can only do one thing at a time. All right, so we have a penny signal right here. Again, there's no confluence of a V1 pattern, so I'm not really looking to take it. It might come up, and then if it does come up, I'll mark it up for you guys. But I'm still kind of on the fence with taking any other trades here until they meet my criteria. So if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll continue looking for trades here, but at the moment, I'm not really seeing too much here coming up. So we have a possible breakout V3 continuation setting up right here. So here's the thing, if this thing closes past this higher high and we get a high-low scalp, so if we get that as a confluence, so it's a breakout V3 and a high-low scalp, then in that situation, I'll be willing to take it because I'll have a confluence right there. But until I have a second confluence at least, I'm probably going to hold off on taking anything right now specifically. So I need this buy signal to close pretty high, and then I need the next candle to close above this line here. If we get that, then I'll be looking to take a possible entry for the breakout V3 that's in line with the high-low scalp because it's also breaking a higher high. So it's a pretty strong level for it to break and close past. We got a few seconds left on here. No buy signal. And you can see here that the volatility is starting to die down. It's not really having too much power with the push. So if you look down here, ATR is now at 19. It's a little weak. All right, here goes the range. So here's a clean chart. You guys can see prices now within this range here. Horrible area to trade in. There's no more liquidity. Liquidity is pretty much done. Actually, there was liquidity right here. It's too late now though, but it blasted right through. There was yeah, that was liquidity that was right here for a sell. Yeah, I went straight through. Clean that up. All right. Let's go back over here. All right, so this is perfect. Now we're setting up for that V1 pattern. Okay, I'm more interested now in taking the buy. So you can see we have a double body right here. There's a V1 pattern setting up right here. This is a V1 variation if anybody wants to take that. I think it's a little too risky for me. I'm not going to take it off the V1 variation, but I'm going to use this as a confluence. We have a double body here that's setting up. So if we get a buy signal that pushes up from here, it's probably going to push through. Natasha's asking, Sean, what did you say the ATR sweet spot was? So it kind of depends. You typically want it to be between 15 and 20. So right now it's in the sweet spot because it's not too high and it's not too low. Anything above 20 is okay, but I think anything above 22 is a little too high, or 25 actually. So 15 to 20 is like average ATR. That's like where you get pretty good moves to get 100 pips. 20 to 22 is like it's starting to get a little higher. Anything above 25 is like it's pretty high. So at that point, if the ATR is consistently above 25, then you'd have to adjust your TP stop loss to like 25.50. You just have to make it a bit wider because the market's moving a lot faster. So it doesn't happen too often. It happens every once in a while, but it's not something that happens like every day. But yeah, sweet spots between 15 and 20. Right now it's at 20, so it's pretty much at that high point. So the V1 variation right here, if anybody took it, full TP. Nice work, Daniel, if you caught that, but thanks for the heads up. So the V1 right there hit full TP if anybody decided to catch it. As I mentioned, I'm using this as a confluence. I don't want to take it as a standalone entry because it's a little too risky in my opinion. But we do have a pending buy signal here. So if the buy signal closes and we get a green candle, that's going to be an entry for a breakout V3 continuation. So that's going to be something that I'll be looking for. See if I fix this thing. All right. So we got price pushing up right here. The volatility is starting to die down super heavily, guys. It's now down to 18. So it went from 22 to 20 to now 18. So the market is getting a lot slower. I don't know if we're gonna get a buy signal here. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get another entry here. The volatility is just a little too low. I mean, it's kind of tricky right now. It's going back and forth. So right now it's starting to pick back up. All right, at this point, there's no more double bottom. We'll see if there's another one that comes up here. But price is just consolidating around this area now. So there's not really too much going on. It's just a lot of consolidation. Take this off. There's nothing here. There's a couple more highs that are setting up right here too. All right. So we got never mind. I was gonna say we got a double wick, but it just pushed down super hard. So there is no double wick right there. No double wick, no double body. Price again is just going sideways. All right, price is rejecting directly off the sessions right there. We have another pinning buy signal. However, there's no confluence here for me. So if we do get a breakout V3 continuation, I'm probably not going to take it. The V1 pattern here is no longer available. It was over here, but now pushed down to a new low. So there's no V1 pattern here. Also, the ETR here is the ETR is it's not very smooth. As you can see, it kind of picks up a little bit. It'll die down for a couple candles and then it picks back up. It's really just some consolidation here. Plus, Nick also mentioned that the pivots are flat. So the pivots aren't really angling in any of the direction. It's really just going sideways. So if you look over here on the clean chart, I mean, you guys can see here, it's pretty obvious. Let's move this stuff over. It's pretty obvious that there's not too much going on here. It's really just consolidating back and forth. It's not even ranging at this point. It's just consolidating. And also Kevin mentioned that the buy signal has been pending for 10 minutes now. So it's not looking so great. Price did reject off the sessions though down here. So again, if you guys are looking to take this trade, this could be a triple confluence if anybody's looking to take it. There's like one confluence here, which is just a triple confluence at that point. So we got price breaking past the yeah, this would be considered a triple confluence if anybody's looking to take it. I think the candle is a little too big though. And there's just not enough confluences for me to want to take it. If there was a V1 here and a triple confluence, then I'd be kind of okay with taking it. But again, I think this market here is a little tricky. So if you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys. But again, I'm not going to take this here specifically. I'll maybe be able to, or I'll maybe want to take it if it comes up as a breakout V3 continuation. But there goes a triple confluence currently running in profit. Now it's pulled back down. All right, so I'll see how this next candle closes. Because if this next candle closes as a breakout V3 continuation, we have one confluence here. I would like to have a V1 pattern here. That'd be great, but obviously we don't have that. It is rejecting off the sessions though. So we do have a nice rejection pattern right here or a reversal. And then we also have price breaking past structure right here, which is a high-low scalp with a triple confluence. So I'll see where price is currently at right now. I'll see how this closes. If it closes green, maybe I'll take it, but if not, actually it doesn't even look like it's going to close green at this point. All right. So I think I might be done for the day, guys. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I think this might be it for today. There's just not really much here to take. There's a triple confluence that's currently running, but I'm not going to get into this as a triple confluence. I was hoping this here would close green and we have a breakout V3 continuation, but I'm not willing to take any more risk today for NFP. It's just a tricky market. Yeah, Natasha said she's going to call it a day. Have a great weekend, everyone. Definitely, Natasha. We'll see you back here on Monday. If there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll answer whatever questions you guys have. Today, I'm going to try to grind down some of the videos. So I'm going to try to make videos for a lot of the stuff here that we don't have yet. And I'll try to put up a curriculum for mentoring this year. I wasn't planning, well, I was planning on mentoring earlier this year just for the first quarter, but I just didn't put a curriculum together. But I'll try to put a curriculum together and we'll try to set up some type of mentoring program, like a one-on-one mentoring program with the group so that I can kind of help you guys get to that next level. I mean, majority of you guys are good already, so it's not really necessary. Anyways, let's take a look at everybody else's profits. We have Nathan over here with a total profit of 3,650 for the day. All wins here. Nice work, Nathan. And I'll take individual screenshots of my profits as well. So if you guys want to hang around for a bit, I'll be here. But if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll answer them before we knock this out. So let's see, my funded engineer locked in. That right there. My FTMO. And you guys will see my buy limit here that I place and my weird lot sizing. But yeah, if you guys want to see my weird lot sizing, I'm going to be taking my screenshot right now and you guys will see. My second funded engineer. Feels good to take a trade though. You know, I haven't taken a trade in how many days? All right, so here goes all of my individual accounts. All right, so here are my profits. And there goes the triple confluence, guys, full TP if anybody caught that. I didn't take the trade, so it's not going to count as an entry. The only trades that count are the ones that I actually take myself. So no trades there for me so far. Let me see what I've got over here. So here's my funded engineer logged in 304. That's my first account. I'm not going to put the label anymore. It's kind of too much work. Here's my FTMO. You guys can see my earlier buy limit. I tried to take that entry earlier for the triple confluence. It didn't fill, so I just canceled it. And this is the entry that I took right there for the breakout the breakout V3 continuation. Total profit of 2,057. So this is my main account. Here's my second FTMO locked in 1,957. You guys can see my weird lot size there because I took it off percentage. I think I took a 2% risk on this trade. So I was trying to test out the tool. So you guys can see my lot size is going to be kind of weird, but that's going to be like the exact lot size. So I'm not over leveraging and stuff. Here's my second funded engineer locked in 172. Here's my personal account locked in 540. Here's my TFF locked in 1,100. And then my second TFF, I locked in 1,100 as well. For all wins there. So there goes all my profits for the day so far. We have more profits over here from Johnny. Johnny locked in a total profit of 3,815 on his funded account. Nice work, Johnny. We have Madhu here. He took the triple confluence, total profit of 931, all wins as well. We had Eunice over here. He took another entry over here for that triple confluence, waited for it to pull back, got in for a late entry, full TP, total profit of 869 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Eunice. And we have Valentine over here with the triple confluence as well, total profit of 1,166. As you guys can see, the triple confluence, it's a really good strategy. The strategy almost always hits. It's just if I don't feel comfortable with it, I'm not going to take it, right? But you can see that it almost always hits. It rarely loses. Um, some more profits over here from Surin. Surin locked in a total profit of 6,494 for the day. Pretty much all wins. Some slippage on that last trade, unfortunately, but he still locked in some pretty good profits. So nice work right there, Surin. Surin's profits, and I think that might be about it. Um, so yeah, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I think that's about it for now. Here's CT over here. So CT just got funded on, or actually he just got his payout from Apex. So CT said just wanted everyone to know Apex is coming through. He'll come back once it confirms with the bank, but he got his first payout, 2,750 on Apex. Great work, CT. Amazing work right there. I'm glad that we have confirmation that they are not a scam. So maybe I'll be opening some Apex accounts too. So maybe I'll go run too. And he has 4 accounts. So CT has 4 accounts. He got 4 payouts for, wow, that's crazy. So he made about 9 to 10,000 on Apex. So 11K. Okay, nice work, CT. Yeah, how's the payout on Apex CT? Are they like 50% only, or do they let you withdraw the whole thing for the most part? So gotcha. Okay. So CT said every 2 weeks, then it opens up. Gotcha. Nice work, CT. Yeah, amazing. So they have some crazy sales too. So I might want to go. I'll wait for the next sale. Right now it's 71% off. And it was like 80% before too. So I might just open up an account or I'll take a look at this later. But all right, guys, other than that, I think that's about it. But yeah, the only downside to trading with Apex is that I need to get PC. But the cool thing with yeah, Rashida said I have an HP somewhere in here. Yeah, so I might just go buy a gaming laptop so I can be able to trade something like that. And then the cool thing is that I heard you can trade directly on TradingView, and then it'll just copy over to all your accounts. Vimal said 100% off for US elections for Apex. Is that real? I can't tell if Vimal is joking or not, but 100% off with it. But it's crazy. Their discounts are like they're doing like 90%, 91%, 95%. So you're paying like 50 bucks to get like a 100K account. And Maddie's funded with Apex like over 1 million. He's like funded, I think, 1.2 or 1.5 million, which is crazy. He has more funding than me, and I'm on like because I have how many accounts? So I have yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have about like, so 200, 200, that's 400, 500, 600, 700. I have only 700 in funding. So Maddie actually has more funding than me, all on Apex. CT has 14 accounts on Apex too. That's crazy. Yeah, so maybe I'll go run to the computer. I'll go run to Costco or the computer store today and buy me a gaming laptop so that I can trade on Apex with you guys. I mean, I'll give it a shot. Doesn't hurt to try it out. So I'll give it a shot. I just hate trading on 2 different platforms. All right, there's another V3, breakout V3 setting up over here. It also has a V1 pattern. I guess we can hang out for a little bit, see if this here plays out. Let's see. There's also a confluence right here because it did break past. It's actually another triple confluence. So there's another triple confluence there, and it's yeah, there's actually a lot there. Let's see. I'll put let's see. See if it swings back up. Like a buy limit there. Let's see if it swings all the way back up like I did earlier. So there's no breakout V3 continuation right here, but we'll see if price does come back up from where it's currently at. Not in this position here. I do have a buy limit set right here. I'm just going to see if it swings up. Because if it swings up, then it's probably going to blast right through. The only problem here is that there's another reversal pattern that just lined up here. It's another double body. So you got double body, double body. It's just ranging back and forth now. Let's see, Natasha is starting to think Apex might be better for me then because I can look at the charts and trade. Possibly, yeah, Natasha. But I think you would still need a computer. So I think it still would be hard for you because you would need a computer to actually run Apex. And then you can take trades, but your Apex still has to be running on your computer, unless you have like a virtual, like a VPS or something like that. Yeah, so you'd still need a computer. That's the downside for me. Like I'd have another setup right here on my desk, like with just a PC computer for it to take the trades. Or you can use parallels too, like what Sisu mentioned. I might try that as well. I don't know. There's a lot of different options. I might go with parallels first to give it a shot, and then I'll see if I really need to get a PC at that point. Let's see where price is currently at. Let me see if there's anything else over here. Let's see. So this is the main chart. Looks like price, or the clean chart. Price broke structure from where it was at. And it is I guess target price point, if it continues climbing higher, would be the resistance level, right? I don't think there's any sessions around here. Yeah, the sessions are pretty much done with. So target price point here, if price continues to climb up, would be the this higher high. Which should be that area right there. If it decides to climb up higher, of course. All right, so I think I'm pretty much done for the day. I don't want to fall into anything here. So I'm just gonna probably wrap it up for the day, guys. But yeah, if there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put them in the chat and see if there's anything else here on the Discord. I'm pretty much happy with my profits for the day, so I'm not really looking to risk anything here. Any further. Let's see, C-Soup said there's another program. Valentine said, if you can trade directly on TradingView, do you still need a Windows computer? So that's the thing that I'm not sure about because I don't know if you need the Windows computer to copy the trades, but I know you can trade in individual accounts. You can have one account and trade directly on TradingView, but if you, it's different for like, so C-Soup said you can trade on the website. Oh, okay, so you can use the I guess the web version of Trade-O-Bait, right, Sisu? Yeah, I'm assuming that's the case. All right, guys, so I'm done for the day. I don't know if there's any other questions that you guys have, but I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, I don't want to stay on and then have to force any trades here. I ended up not taking the trade here. I just canceled it because there's just no point. I already felt like I was going to FOMO into that trade, so there's no need to take the trade that was pretty much destined to fail. Anyways, it was past 7:30. My cutoff is usually 7:30 for trade, so I didn't want to take anything there to begin with. So, all right, guys. Other than that, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll wrap this up, and I'll see you guys back here on Monday for market open. So, all right, guys.